Good morning. Let's take a look at yesterday, and it was a day the market got it woefully wrong with a lot of these odds-on favourites. So thankfully, we got out of it unscathed. We did get the Maitland equaliser, which I hope you got on, in a day yesterday where it's probably better to get out if you've called the odds movement correct. Didn't get that winner from Maitland yesterday. Just the 1-1. Lots of favourites. Well, Maitland 1.22 failing to win. That was the story of yesterday. 1.17 Astana failing to win. And so it continued. Struggles for some of the shorties. 1.36 AZ Alkmaar. If you laid the draw at 2-2, you've got a nice result from Ilves, making it 4-2. It's just a case of some short price favourites not delivering yesterday. 1.2 Ammonia, well, just about doing it. 1.25 Paulissa couldn't win with home advantage. 1.22 Vaduz couldn't win, but you did. If you'd laid Dungannon Swifts late on, that was the thing to do. But I think the reason they're not panicking, Mr. Mannering, these odds-on favourites, a goal down, because it's a two-legged affair, and they're highly likely to get the job done over two legs. So that's something we have to concern ourselves with. 1.14 Bromby failing to win. Wow. So lots of them yesterday. Nowhere near market expectation. So we got out of it relatively unscathed. Today, Austrian Cup begins. Some familiar names such as Wolfsberger. It's all down to the in-play stats today. St. Polten, Grazza. Is it normally the case that the big familiar names are normally playing away from home in the Cup? That could be the reason. Today, Sturm Graz, 1.01, got to be laid at the off at those odds. Anything can happen. Ask Boca Juniors. Antwerp against Union Saint-Gilloise. Just a little bit of caution at the start of the Belgian Julep League. It's a top 5 clash from last season. So very notable, that one. Aarhus and Randers. Sonder and Vejle newly promoted. So Aarhus and Randers failing to be newly promoted teams in their openers. A couple of 1-1 draws. I would be looking to lay any late draw here. Both of these matches saw second half goals. That might be something to think about. But please remember, if you're basing all of your conclusions off a single match, it's not going to work, is it? We can get an idea, but that's about it. Danish First Division. Just look at this from a goals angle. Not worth looking at this stage. Only 1 or 2 matches into the season. But 1.62 at home. Just if you've got an in-play stats feed, make sure you've got the First Division up and running, because it is a goals league. If it starts igniting, take the hint. Jaro against VPS. Let's take a look. 10th against 7th. Only 4 wins. Plays only 5 wins. It's really not a match to greatly interest me at all. These sides are not in the best of form. No win in 6, I believe, for VPS. 9 out of 11 goals conceded by Jaro have come in the second half. So that could be a possible angle in. Irish Premier Division, Irish First Division. Good to see that back. It's a readable league because we've got a load of matches under our belts, don't we? Cork City and Sligo Rovers, 2.15 the favourite. Bottom 2 clash, so immediately you're on the back foot. You might want to back 0-0 pre-match in this Cork City Sligo Rovers match, because under 2.5 goals is a strong Cork City trend. 5 out of 7 wins at home recently for Derry, but they're beating a Bow side who have set themselves up. Bohemians to be very difficult to beat. Only 3 defeats since April for Bohemians, and 3 of their defeats against the top 5 away have been 1-0 only. The Derry City score at home. They'll be fairly confident, I think, but 2.35 the favourite. The market is not confident. Galway and Waterford, 7th and 8th, and just poor form. Galway can beat the top 5 away, but then they start losing to the bottom half. Inconsistent, unreadable form. We don't have to get involved if we can't read the match. Irish First Division. Athlone against Treaty. Athlone are bottom, so really should have a target on their back. Treaty have been spluttering a little. I think they're involved in Europe as well. That might be a distraction, I'm not sure. But you automatically look to take on bottom of the league. Dundalk and Wexford. Well, Wexford tend to concede 3 goals against Dundalk this season. So that's a potential angle, particularly with a 1.32 quote. Potential for a goal before half time. Cove have head-to-head wins and do find it, well, opponents find it hard to beat them. Kerry against UCD. 5 wins and a loss away, v 5th and lower for UCD. Those odds look quite generous. We will see how accurate the market is. Fredrikstad against Strom Godset. Very strong. 1.62 home favourite Fred. Do they deserve the odds? 2 wins came away for Stroms, but all other defeats. That looks quite generous, 1.62 to be honest. The market does give us very generous odds, don't they? You've seen it with Tromso. 1.8 to 2.2 for a side with, I think, 6 or 7 consecutive wins. So Fredrikstad should deliver against the Stroms, finding it impossible to get out of that losing run. The extra classer, far too early in the season, but Tamilika, newly promoted, getting that amazing win against Jagiellona Baileystock last match. Could be a side worth following, newly promoted. Arca are newly promoted as well. 2.5 the favourite. It's not a coupon, which impresses, is it? Polish First Division, well, have it in the in-play stats. Metaglobus Bucharest. Have a look at them. We know them from the first match of the season. Very familiar name. Or recognisable name. Newly promoted. Metaloglobus. How did they get on in their opening match? 2-2 draw with Hermannstadt. Deeply impressive. They were 2-0 down. So watch out. Petrolol, who seem to be on a run of struggling to score in their last 2. So Metaglobus Bucharest, newly promoted, could be anything. But a very impressive opener. Home advantage this. So those odds of 1.67, a little bit dismissive of Petrolol, who are yet to find the back of the net in Romania. Unpronounceable name, Siuch, playing Rapid Bucharest. I would suggest that the home side there are newly promoted as well. Great to see the Swiss Super League returning. In order to find the Swiss Super League at soccerstats.com, go to the CH flag there. If we have 2024-2025, it's worth having a look at just to gauge where these two were. It's a small league, so it's a familiar league. The teams will be very familiar with each other over the course of the season and play each other multiple times. We're looking at Zurich and Sion. Zurich odds on today and finished the season in 6th place last season, playing top 9 Sion. Let's have a look at Zurich's home form last season. Were there any patterns and how did they get on against Sion? Well, there was some patterns, weren't there? Where Sion were, they had a home win, an away win and a 2-1 defeat, but they were unbeaten at home against 9th and lower, which they'll be very impressed with. But they did lose to St Gallen, all 4 matches, suggesting that as the only defeats against 3rd and lower, that St Gallen possibly a bogey side for Zurich. But take that away, and they were unbeaten against 3rd and lower at home. Something for Sion to think about if that pattern re-emerges. Sion's away form, let's have a look at that from last season, and it's all red. We're not expecting much from Sion today. Do far more of their best work at home. If that's the pattern continuing on to this season, they're going to be struggling today, Sion, but we shall see. So an interesting mixed bag today. It's my day off today. Yes, there's some trading potential. Great to see the countries coming back in, fleshing out the coupon, and that's going to be the case as well. On Saturday, we've got a whole host of teams. Belgium returns, the Czech leagues are warming up. Danish Super League and First Division. Copenhagen against newly promoted Vejle. Watch out. Vejle, very impressive against Randers in their opener. Finland, Iceland, Norway, Poland, Romania, Scottish League Cup, Sweden and Switzerland. They're coming on board ever so slowly. And as we're knocking on the door of August, we're going to see even more leagues coming up. Probably won't be hearing from me today. I would like to take a day off. I had to do a lot of late ones last night, even though it was a difficult coupon. So I'd like to take a day off, focus on me. If you are to play, in-play stats, of course. And if I am up and about from 4:30 onwards, I will certainly pass on any telegrams. Have a great day, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.